Hi, welcome back to the studios of WCLG for our third lecture in this series of lectures on common law contracts. Today, actually in this lecture, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the concept of force majeure. That is a French phrase meaning superior force. What it really means is that it's a set of circumstances that will allow you not to perform your obligations under a contract. It is very much akin to the impossibility and impracticality that we talked about in the last lecture. But the reason I'm doing this as a separate lecture is that you are going to hear a substantial number of force majeure excuses for not being able to perform contracts due to the coronavirus. In other words, you're not going to be able to perform your contract due to not having workers because they've all been sent home, not having supplies because trade has been either backed up or cut off because of the no workers, because of borders being closed or whatever. The excuse that you cannot perform the contract it's called force majeure. And let me read to you a clause that is often found in contracts. Here's the clause. If any party fails to perform its obligation because of, and here's a list of examples, strikes, lockouts, labor disputes, embargoes, acts of God, inability to obtain labor or materials or reasonable substitute for labor or materials, governmental restrictions, governmental regulations, governmental controls, judicial orders, enemy or hostile government actions, civil commotion, fire or other casualty, or other causes beyond the reasonable control of the party obligated to perform, then that party's performance shall be excused. Now that's the contract clause. And what it says is, if you have any of those things that interfere with your ability to perform your side of the contract, then your performance is excused. But remember, it must be beyond the reasonable control of the party that is expecting to be excused from their performance. And you can see how this whole list of things, many of them apply to our virus situation right now. Inability to obtain labor or materials, governmental restrictions, governmental regulations, governmental controls. Those are exactly the kinds of things that our governments are imposing on us, which are causing us not to be able to go to work, not to be able to go to class, and forcing me to give lectures from the studios of WCLG so that I can get these points across to you guys. So remember, force majeure means superior force, but what it really means is that it is an excuse for non-performing of your contractual obligations, but it must have not been foreseeable. And thanks a lot. We'll see you next lecture.